Levy. He's an author and columnist with Israel's Haaretz newspaper. He joins us from Tel Aviv. So, Gideon, it has been enthralling to watch this play out in Israel because it changes almost hourly. First there's a coalition, no, then maybe there's not. Now there is again, but wait, maybe not. Israelis have tried now half a dozen times to get rid of Netanyahu. How is this still not a done deal?
Because Netanyahu still leads the biggest party in Israel. Nobody can deny it. And the Israeli system allows any small country, any small party to run, and then you get this coalition of 8 small parties trying to create a new government with all kinds of backgrounds and differences. And in this system, as long as clear things will not be, it will continue to be fragile and not very stable.
So if this does go through, you have the far right Naftali Bennett, who's vehemently opposed to a Palestinian state, but now he's aligned with someone who's more centrist. So is he tempered by that? And what would this coalition mean for the Palestinian issue?
Unfortunately, for the Palestinian issue, it will mean more of the same. No expectations whatsoever, because by the end of the day, we are dealing with another right-wing government in Israel. The only 2 alternatives right now were a right-wing government led by Netanyahu or a right-wing government led by Bennett. That's almost the all and the only difference between the 2 options. And when it comes to the Palestinian issue, unfortunately, there is almost a wall-to-wall majority in Israel to continue the occupation, to continue the Jewish superiority, and therefore the Palestinian can expect nothing.
Netanyahu has 10 days now before the Knesset vote. So we see him trying to work his magic, maybe changing some minds in the Knesset. What is your sense as to whether this coalition will actually happen?
Look, it is touch and go. There are more chances that Netanyahu will not succeed this time, because if we reach already this stage and somehow Lapid could present the president a majority, I guess we will pass also the coming 10 days. But you know, we are talking about 1 member of parliament who will change his mind. This will be enough. This can always happen because of many reasons. And by the way, this will accompany this government also after it will be elected, because the narrow majority will remain a very tiny majority, which makes this government very fragile.
Right now, as Israel works out the intricacies of its internal politics, of course, the eyes of the world have been focused on the Israel-Palestine conflict. When is this ever going to end? So even if we do see this coalition work out, what's the outlook for, at the very least, peace talks to move forward?
The problem is not peace talks. The problem is ending the occupation. And it will not happen as an initiative of Israel. Israelis will not wake up one shiny morning after 53 years of occupation and say, oh, let's put an end to it. This will not happen. It will only happen if the international community will decide that this is unacceptable and that the international community is ready to move from talkings to actions. As long as there is no shift, no change in the international community, which by the end of the day supports Israel and supports the occupation, even if rhetorically goes against it, but in deeds, the world, I mean the West, United States, Europe, they all support it. When there will be a change in the international community, then the Palestinians will have some hope to change their status, which is really one of the worst in the world. You know, it's a community without citizenship. Most of the Palestinians don't have a citizenship of any state. Can you believe it? The year is 2021.
Gideon, thank you for that.